we have generated lex.yy.c file, that is the file which is actually our lexical analyzer. Okay, lex.yy.c file is generated. Now our next focus is to convert this .c to an object file or an executable so that we can actually parse input streams, or we can actually analyze input streams. So for that, obviously we need a C compiler. So I am using cc, then followed by the file name, that is lex.yy.c, and as I told you earlier, lex.yy.c contains many boilerplate code or code generated by the lex tool. So many libraries needs to be linked at runtime or just before that is at the compilation time. So I will use a linker option L to link those libraries, and I will use one more L that stands for the libraries corresponding to flex or lex, because the lex libraries are stored in libfl.so. So in order to give the linker instruction to link from those library files, I need to give the linker option L with argument L. So whenever you compile a lex.yy.c file to its object form or to its executable form, you have to use the linker option L. So I am just doing that. So no error has been given. So I will just see what happened in the folder. So a.out, which is the by default executable generated by the C compiler, is found. Now let's run this code. So again I am going to the terminal. I am giving, or I am calling a.out. Okay, so I am calling a.out. So I am just entering 2 plus 3. So it is recognized by our lexical analyzer because 2 is an integer, 3 is an integer, and both of them are separated by a plus sign. So which is exactly our regular expression, an integer followed by a plus sign followed by another integer. Okay, so let's see what happens if we give some other input. So if I am giving sequence of alphabets, what happens? So if you see this lex script, I have not written any rule corresponding to alphabets. Only for two integers separated by a plus sign only I have written a rule. So what will I get? So if I just feed it to the lexical analyzer program, it is reflecting back the input stream. So what is the reason? The reason is because there are no rules corresponding to alphabets, and in all lex scripts there will be a default rule which to match the input stream to the output stream. Okay, so here even though no rules corresponding to alphabets or stream of alphabets are written, so the default rule will be if the lexical analyzer finds a stream of input characters, it should copy directly to the output. So that's the default action. So it is true for any other pattern also. So if any other pattern not complying to addition of two integers is entered, it will be exactly copied as such to the output stream. And note that our lexical analyzer is in a continuous loop. It is because the yylex function is repeatedly called again and again by the runtime. That is why stream is continuously checked for our pattern.